I dropped my motion controller. Step 1, don't drop your motion controller. Alright, we're back. Welcome back to my home space. Ooh, I'm making myself dizzy. Alright, I'm gonna press the options according to dreams, but start according to the actual button on the controller button. And then that brings us to our, what's it called? Main menu. Yeah, start main menu. The start menu. Another way you could get there, by the way, is using your little beam and pointing it at this shiny circle here in the middle of the home space and hitting it with X. And so when you tilt your motion controller, X is the button on the bottom. Well, not on the bottom, but like down from the move button. So it's the same as DualShock. On the left is square, on top is triangle, on the right is circle. In the middle is that move button that in a scene lets you pan around. In your home space, it makes you spin. Or when you're controlling a character in play mode, it, by default, rotates your view by like some angle. But anyway, so yeah, we take our motion controllers and, if you, again, dominant has the eyes and the other features. The secondary controller or non-dominant is for your non-dominant hand. And so when you twist either one to the left, that button is the start button. And it'll take you there. Or once again, you can hit X or the trigger when you grab that sun. So you're in this menu, go to dream shaping. We're gonna start fresh. We have our Ferris wheel here ready to go. The structure is all set up. One quick thing I want to edit about it though first. Go in the edit, drop in the edit mode real quick here. So non-dominant controller trigger opens the assembly menu, and I'm gonna find first I'm gonna click the eye with X, the show hide menu, and turn on my connectors, this little H2O molecule here. And there's my connector. So non-dominant controller, turn top button, triangle, hold it, and then with the dominant controller, go over the connector, hit square, opens the tweak menu, and in the tweak menu, I had it set to this motor bolt, but I don't want it set to a motor bolt. I just put it as a regular bolt. I'm going to close this menu, and I'm going to grab this object, the wheel itself, the Ferris wheel, like the arms and everything, open its tweak menu, and we're going to go into this physical properties tab. It's Newton's cradle. And when you click that, so there's all these things. Now this is what we want though. Near the bottom, imp interaction, I want to turn it on to grab. So this will allow our imp to grab the wheel when we're in play mode. So instead of it just like kind of rocking back and forth on its own like it was, the wheel will just kind of sit here unless we grab it and turn it. Now it is not turning, so I can grab it but I can't move it. So let's make sure we have it movable. Again, tilt it so that it's like this, and that's the same as the DualShock. So the top button, triangle, and then tilt it, left button, square, boom. Opens the tweak menu. Yeah, I do want it to be movable. I do want it to be collidable. So something's going on. Maybe the friction. I know that doesn't matter. Grab the connector. Okay, yeah. With the connector, all that is fine. As a bolt. So I will turn the friction down, see if that helps anything. Nah, it doesn't look like it. Because, yeah, I can grab it, but I cannot rotate it, which is strange. It might be colliding with things, so we want to make sure it is collidable, but we'll open the tab for these arms. So again, non-dominant controller, tilt it, top button, top from the move, triangle, and then square, tilt this one, dominant controller, leftmost button, square, to open these tweak menus. And by the way, if you ever got your beam pointed at an object and you're pressing square and you're like, nothing's happening, you have the tweak menu open in the scene somewhere and it's like way off, and that's happened to me so many times. So I got these open. This is my wheel itself. These menus are for the arms, and you can link some settings together. So like that, the output of this setting into the input of that means that it'll when you grab X to move that, it'll make it the same always. So we can link stuff together like that so that the properties of these two legs are always the same. I'm not going to do that, but it's a cool thing you can do. So we'll take the physical properties. Yeah, because these don't need to be movable. But I want to label this. I want to label both of these as machine, maybe, or yeah. Let's call it machine. I mean, they're just arms, but still, it's part of a machine. Object is too vague. And then we'll say in here, collision labels will turn off the machine. Collides with machine. So maybe that will help us. Go into view mode. Nope. Still won't turn for me. Because, yeah, I wanted to make this thing rotatable. And it's weird. Hey, how's it going? So, yeah, this cycles per minute. I have it on motor bolt again? Okay, well, it's supposed to be on regular bolt. Now it'll work. I don't know if I had to turn the friction off or anything. Nope, still won't work. That is very bizarre. Yeah, it's just supposed to be on bolt. And all these settings are fine, I think. There's some issue, though. Because it's turning fine right now. So it should be turnable, you know, with the imp in play mode. Oh, heck yeah. Yeah, see, that's so weird. I can spin it freely like I want to with time going. Oh, yeah. See, I wish I played Little Big Planet. I hear it's really fun. I'll have to go back one day and play it. So you can see how this thing spins like I want it to. I wonder if it would work with the DualShock. But anywho, the main thing was to change it from a bolt back to from a motor bolt back to a regular bolt. So it's pretty much good to go now. We'll add a microchip though. So this other arm is free. So you could have the grid on, or you don't need to have it on, but sometimes it's better not to, because when you don't have it on, its surface snaps easier. So, okay, so non-dominant controller trigger brings up the assembly menu. Then from the assembly menu, you want to click the modes. So it's got the sound and the paint and the wedge. You go to this, or not modes, sorry, gadgets, the wire with the squares. And then from there, the yellow button here, logic and processing, we're going to use this microchip. So it's in the yellow category. There's different categories. Oop, make sure I'm in front of the camera here. So, non-dominant hand trigger, gadgets, logic and processing, or yellow, and then you want this microchip here. So it's got this circuit-like icon. You click it with X, your dominant controller. And so that's pretty small. So before you even place it, you can take your non-dominant controller, hold circle, and scale it up. And then it'll be big before you even place it. And then, so there doesn't appear to be a surface snap with the, well, I'm sure there is though without, yeah, it does it automatically in VR. So, yeah, exactly. Exactly. That is, yeah, thank you. That is very good help with explaining logic. Microchips are exactly that. They are logic folders. Yeah, see, it doesn't look like it's snapping at all. Is it really secondary triangle? Wow, it is, eh? Man, okay, let me check if it works with the grid. Thank you. This is wonderful. Okay. You're showing me up. Yeah, see, in VR it's better. You can surface snap with the grid as well. With the DualShock, it makes it it usually puts a weird gap in between the microchip and the object. But yeah, okay, so the non-dominant controller, tilt it, topmost button, hold controller, and if you start twisting this, you'll rotate it too. So remember that function. So try not to rotate it when you're surface snapping. So you just angle the beam onto the thing, and we'll turn up our grid more here so we can not worry too much. Yeah, make it bigger. Okay. Because, yeah, with the DualShock, the surface snap is with L1. And the secondary triangle, so the non-dominant hand controller, tilt it this way, topmost button, triangle, acts as L1 in all other respects too. When you're like controlling it in play mode and all kinds of stuff, it's like the VR equivalent for L1. So we place that there. We know it's in there. So tilt, topmost button, triangle, X with the dominant controller opens the microchip. So you can align it to the grid. And so now we have a microchip, and this will be the brain for our Ferris wheel. I'm just going to call it wheel mechanics. And now, since we put this on the arm instead of the wheel, we're going to have to toggle some affected object parameters. So we go back to our gadgets menu and go to movers and output, the pink here. And we want a rotator. Stamp it down. D-pad up in play mode. Oh, yeah. So tilt, triangle, topmost button, leftmost button. Hey, take care, eh? Thanks for your help. Cause yeah, surface snap is so important. Take it easy. Alright, so this gizmo appears whenever you place down a rotator. So when you open the tweak menu, or if you just select it with X, that'll pop up. And so this is showing you this is how it's going to rotate, which happens to be the way we want. You know, it could have been like this, and we would have just had to pull this down because, you know, we want the wheel to rotate like this. Now, in this menu, we want to go to this. See affected object here on the third page. And now we wire this up. Pull the trigger or press X, and then wait for it to give you the outline, and see how the wire plugs into it. If you look close, yeah, there's a little pink thing, so you know that it's selecting the wheel with the arms, and you hit X. So now it knows that that's what you want to rotate. So as long as this power button here is on, that's going to be rotating. So if you leave it off by default, you could have something else plug into this tab here to power it. And that's basically what we're going to do at the end. But we'll leave it on by default here for now because that's pretty much what I wanted to do. So now this is obviously an issue. It's also affecting this because it's surface snapped to this. So we'll probably have to just unsurface snap it, but yeah, that's okay. I thought we could just select affected object and that would fix it, but oh, wait a minute. That's what we do. We just see how that wire appears when we grab it and move it. We need to delete that wire. Nah, that won't work. So yeah, this is important lesson though. So we're gonna ungroup it. So you pull the trigger and then you do the secondary triangle and press circle. Oh no, can't do that either. Okay, well I pulled it out and now we've got this wire here. We can delete it. Yeah, there we go. So now we're good. So that wire was for the apply to object. So everything in this microchip, the rotator, which is the only thing we put in there, is going to apply to this object that we put it on when we surface snap to it. And we want it to be like pretty much on it. So I just moved it in so that it's basically on the surface, but it's not surface snapped anymore. So I wasn't holding triangle on the secondary controller when I did it. So now it works fine. So that's basically what we want. We could just make it go a little bit slower by, okay, tilt, triangle, topmost button, and then beam X for the dominant controller, and then square, so leftmost button. And now, in here, you see there's a rotation speed, there's a rotation strength, and there's dampening, which is basically like how it can slow down. So if you bring this all the way up, it can like screech to a halt immediately. And if you put it all the way down, the inertia will just keep going and it'll take forever, like according to some kind of physics properties, to finally slow down. But you can use the strength or the rotation speed to get it slower. So you take the strength down, and that's like Ferris wheel right there, 25%. Okay, so now we're all done in here. We're going to save this as is because I wanted to get that. As a motor bolt, it wasn't working properly. It was like rocking back and forth. And that seems to be what motor bolts do by default, and I don't know why. Sometimes but you want it to spin. So rotators work great for this purpose. So remember, this microchip is not surface snapped to this thing. Because when we surface snapped it, the rotator applied to this too, and this thing was spinning along with this. Now, you might be able to take the physical properties. Nah, no, see, it's already not movable. So rotators will rotate something even if they're not movable. Not movable. Movable affects to like when you're, it means like when you're in play mode, the player can bump into it, and if the mass is correct, then it'll nudge it over and stuff. But rotators will affect everything, even non-movable stuff. And same with, well, I'm not sure if it's the same with movers, but anyway, we'll go ahead and save this, and it's ready to go. Save the version. Yes, I'll try to be looking at it ish. Save. Boop. Because now we're going to make the gondola. Start creating new element or scene. Here we are again. Now, a neat thing we can do, take our grid, put it up to, whoops, scale, no, okay. Scale with zoom, I get it now, okay. So I would typically leave that off to about 8. We can plop in our Ferris wheel here temporarily, and then delete it to make sure like we're making the gondola sort of the right size. So this is a cool way to do it. We take the bar of the Ferris wheel and kind of put it right there. And then bring it down to 4 actually. Move it over by 1. And now we can... Nah, that's still not quite in the center. 2, and then move that over. Take a bird's eye view. That's another way to see if you're close to the center. And of course, you can always move it down to the floor at first. Okay, that appears to be centered. Yeah. Well, it's closer. Yeah, I think that is basically center. Because, yeah, if we look at these, there's a dot there, right on the edge, and there's a dot here, right on the edge. So we are centered here. So now we can move it up. Put it back to 8. Boom, boom. And yeah, we can take the non-dominant controller, topmost button, triangle, and then now we're going to point the beam at this bar, and we're going to keep hitting X until we get the cube, and then we press circle. So now we're right here where the bar is. We've got our grid on 8 or whatever, and we grab it with the controller here on the dominant controller with the beam, and then we use the triangle on top, hold it, and then hit circle on your dominant, and that will oh no, we can't do that. I wish we could, but nope, it's part of this kaleidoscope. Whoops. Nope. Okay, exit sculpt mode. In that case, we're just going to make another cylinder real quick. Go to modes. So, assembly, beep, this button, sculpt, cylinder. It don't really matter what color this is, so I'm just going to make it black. And then I just can't stand that default orange. Alright, and we can stamp it, and yeah, you know, you really don't need to do this right here, but it's easy on the eyes. So, grab it with the trigger, press triangle, that centers it, that aligns it to the grid. And then, yeah, once again, I like to stretch it. Cool. That seems strange. Okay, yeah, there we go. Perfect. Exit sculpt mode. Okay, so yeah. And now, like I said, I'll delete the Ferris wheel. And now, I'll delete this. And now we're going to model our gondola like right under this thing, like sort of within this general space. And we know it'll be pretty much roughly the right size. So, I'm going to start with another cylinder. I'll use that gray, and then I'm going to make it like pretty small, you know? Like, because this is going to be the pole that runs up and to the bottom of the gondola and up to the top, like where it's like an umbrella lid. They have a very specific look to them. I'll take 2, yeah, because this is about the point where it, and then again, I'll click tools, move, make sure I got that. Grab it with the beam trigger for the dominant, press triangle. Puts it in the middle of the dot, puts the shape, yeah, centers it. So this will be the very center of the gondola, right? And so the pipe goes up, so we go to tools, we go to stretch, and we grab the top face. We pull it up to the top there. Right there. And at the top, yeah. See, cool thing, you don't have to open your menu to leave. You just hit X on that door and you can leave. So I'll make that smaller. Wait, where am I? Yeah, see the origin point of the grab. So there we go. Make sure it's in the center, and then you'll be like scaling and stretching stuff from the center. So good. This, so go from the center. Make it even smaller, just 75%. There we go. What it was before. Scope into it, and I did that quick by, instead of hitting X and then edit sculpture, that's almost just as quick, to be honest. Boom, boom. I just, you know, non-dominant controller, topmost button, triangle, and then point it, X. And then we're in. Hit circle so you're not placing a new cylinder. Non-dominant trigger. Tools. Stretch. Hit X. Grab the top. And that's looking pretty good. Now, we're going to make an umbrella type shape. So, it makes sense to grab the hexagon. I guess we could use a hexagon. There's a couple different ways you could do it. You could grab a cylinder and then just take a kaleidoscope. I'll show you that way first, because we might end up using that way. So take the color. I guess we can make this like a yellowish. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, we'll make it yellow for now. No. Yeah, we'll make it orange for now. There we go. So that's roughly in the middle. I don't really need to mess with the grab point, I don't think. So there, I see the bottom of that. Go right there. Just size it up. Size it up some more. Because you can always non-dominant trigger, grab, stretch, pull it down. And so this is kind of more what we're after. So we can either flip it or yeah, we could hollow out the whole thing. I don't want to do that. I think I want to flip it. So put it to about right there. Yeah, that's about halfway up the gondola. And then we're going to use some subtractive sculpting. So we take the shape, we take the cube. It's still the same color, so we're good. And we hit this. See, add or subtract the second button in sculpt mode. Change it to subtract, and all this stuff becomes hollowed out, becomes inverse. And now you know you're subtracting. So you've got this. And now that you've got this, you can turn on that kaleidoscope again in guides right here. And it's only available in the sculpt mode, so buy now. And so yeah, so that'll do this. And now we can position it, we can stage it where it needs to be. And then when it's staged, then we can open the menu and hit the edit shape, go into edit shape mode. And we know it needed to be stretched to the sides a little bit. So 1, 2, 3, or just 2. 1, 2. You don't want to stretch shapes too much further than they need to be, because again, that'll affect graphics. So you can pull this in like that. And now all I need to do is add more sides. 7. So yeah, 6 would be like doing a hexagon. I think 8. Yeah, 8 is how many sides they typically have. So yeah, I'll take this. And now so we see we don't need that much on the face. So I'll go ahead and edit shape. I'll take the, oh, there too. Edit shape. I'll push this in and pull that down a little bit. And that should be good for our purposes. Oh no, we need a little bit more out. Good. Place it like right there. Yeah. So pretty nice. I guess it's, yeah, I could pull it out a little bit. That's good. Now we can, again, we're in the same sculpt, so we'll grab a sphere. You can grab a sphere or a cylinder. Take your pick, you know. Well, we'll do cylinder. Yeah, that makes more sense. People need a flat floor to stand on. And we're hollowing it out. And now, so we don't get the flower of life, we have to turn off this kaleidoscope. Put it in the middle, make it big. Well, make it big, then put it in the middle. Take the grid up. 8. Yeah, so whoops. So I'm gonna edit this shape. Pull that face down. There we go. I'll go change the grip point there as well, so we don't have to align it to the grid. Yeah, I do need to be a little bit taller. Ooh, that's almost perfect, see? Now, you could use this. Yeah, let's use this as an opportunity to like spruce it up. So you can have a different sculpt poking through there with a different color. Well, yeah, and so that it yeah, you'd have to take these again. You have to do the same thing to it. So let me demonstrate. And before I get carried away, I wonder, yeah, here, let me make this smaller because this is insanely huge. I'm gonna grab it, just take circle, and do the whole sculpt. Hello. So yeah, I made that smaller, which, yeah, make it smaller. Yeah. So that's proportional to that little bar thingy. Okay, that's looking more like a gondola now. And then we'll take this and copy it. We'll take this leftmost button square when it's tilted. Otherwise, it's top left. It's, yeah, it's like diagonal directions if you don't tilt it. So this, and that's another thing. Yeah. Okay, the arrows show up good no matter what. So pull it down so that we flip it like that. And that's beautiful, actually. That gives us a nice umbrella. All we have to do really is delete some from the bottom. So we'll take the cylinder again. You could take a cube really, but and make sure we're deleting. And do this. And yeah, there we go. It's only as big as we need it, you know. And you know, just to make sure nothing's too big, we'll just move it up and stretch it back down. Whoops. I meant we'll I don't know. I meant we'll move it in by 1. And then we'll stretch it towards me by several. And then we'll move it in. And then we'll move it towards me. Wait. What in the world am I doing? Stretch it towards me. Then move it in. Yeah, okay, here we go. This is where I want it to be. And since we're on the grid, it's easy to center it again. So move it right there. And again, stretch it towards me. Okay, perfect. And I can still see that rim, so I know I can still grab it. And then I push it in. Now, the question. Yeah, no. Matter of fact, yeah, I'll just take it, make it a little bit smaller. 75, 88%. Push it up inside. Now, matter of fact, now that I think of it, here, let's delete that. We'll soft blend it. Go into edit shape, blend them out, turn it up, leave that shape editor, and down. So yeah, so that'll be cool. We'll soft blend it some. Yeah, and that looks a little bit nicer, you know. But go into this, and I'm going to flatten it out into the disc to begin with. So yeah, that's an interesting detail. Like that's an example of stuff you can do. Now, okay, we've got thin slices here that are just barely visible. I can't believe I noticed that. Now, I'm wondering where they're coming from. So if I take this ginormous cylinder and make it bigger, I can get rid of them, I think. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to turn my grid all the way up. Well, up to 4 anyway. I'm going to grab that cylinder. 120. There we go. Yeah, now those thin slices are gone. But, yeah, okay. I don't know where that came from. Okay, well, let's try moving that down a little bit. Nah, well, I guess that's just how that's gonna be, unless I can move these guys up a little bit. How is that not changing it? Okay. That is so weird. Okay. There. So I was like, what? Turn the grid down even more. Alright. I must have placed that after the fact. Oh yeah, that's part of this cylinder. Okay. Yeah, now that I took my grid down, I could move it and I can see the difference it makes more. Oh, brother. Well, oh, that soft blend is what caused that, sorta. Well, okay. I'm gonna take a sphere for this. And so, as you can see, it kind of dips into it too much. So we'll go to edit shape mode and squash it. You can squash the sphere. And then we won't be cutting into it so harshly. But we also want to take a section of it too. So notice it gave us the wrong section. So that's when it's useful to just pick another shape and then go back to it. And yeah. So now when we go to edit shape, take the section first. Now we squash it this way. Alright, and then we'll make it big. Let's see. I'll put on my studio lighting so I can see what I'm doing. Yeah, if you're upside down, trigger for the non-dominant controller, guides here with the graph and the circle, and then studio lighting. It's like the show light, studio light. Alright, let me size that up. Yeah, it needs to be squashed a little bit more still. And we made the grid a little bit finer so we can do that. Now, let's see about that soft blend. We'll just turn it up a little bit. Squash this more. Yeah, that's more like it. And of course, you know, you don't have to invest all this energy into it. It's just like the space underneath the umbrella. But I'm just showing you, this is soft blending when you sculpt. It's right here, this little circle blend amount. And then there's a hard blend. But we all use soft blend. I think that's too much though. Really, you just need a little bit so that it doesn't look like a hard indentation. I'll place that there. Oh, I know what happened. I squashed it too much, so you can stretch it after the fact. And move it back down. I mean, I don't know. You might think that looks cool. Do what you want in dreams, you know? But I think that's okay. It's like sort of definitely a very thick umbrella, but I'm not gonna beat myself up. This is basically done. I'll go into this and make this cylinder a little bit bigger real quick. Okay, I'm gonna have to use precise move for that. So yeah, I'm using precise move to drag it up, so I'm not moving it left or right, while I increase it to make the wall not as thick. I thought that looked silly. Okay, there we go, and then, yeah, sadly these cylinders are too big, but I'm getting into such time-wasting territory, like, I need to take a brand new sculpt. So modes, sculpt mode. So complementing color for orange. Could do yellow or red. We'll do red. Yeah, like a darker red, I guess. And we'll take a ring here. So we can make a ring by taking a cylinder, hit X, go to edit shape here, paintbrush and gear, X with the beam. And now there's this hole option. So that's what, when you hit X, you get this hole in the ring now. So we make this, take our non-dominant, press circle, and resize it basically till it's, you know, the size that we had the gondola. So right there, we'll stamp it, we'll stretch it real quick. Yeah, okay, there's not. Yeah. There's the right amount of hole in there. So now, precise move, move. We can do this and move it along one axis because we need to do this in order to size it to about there and not have it snap. But to get it back centered, we just take the grid, turn it on, and grab it, and then hit triangle. Oh no, we can't do that because it snaps it back to the grid. Uh-oh, spaghetti-o. So, what we can do is take our grid down and stretch it to the correct size. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Okay, so that's good. Exit it. We'll turn on the grid again, drag it down. So we sort of want it right here, and then we'll take yeah, it might be. Yeah, okay. So we'll go in again, stretch it again, and we'll push it in by 1 click. Oh, whoa, but not when the grid is on 2. When the grid is on 1. 1 click. Yeah, there we go. 1 click. 1 click. And 1 click. Cool. So now we're going to take a subtractive edit of the cube again. So cube x, add subtract x. And then guides, kaleidoscope again with 8. And cut this out. Okay, take the grid, snap to half. Oh no, what is going on? There we go. And that, you can see how like the two materials are competing for space. So that's where I'm going to stamp it. But then I'm going to drag that thing down again by a click. And then, yeah, I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. But see, I think 125% is too much bigger. So this ends up going really ham. I'm trying to find out a way to make it bigger, but without... Oh, whoops. Trying to take precise move, go up. What I need to do is place a sphere right in the middle. Or anything. It could be anything. Just, you don't really need to turn off kaleidoscope, but I want to. Stamp it. Put it in the middle. Now, precise move. Yeah, I'll twist it so that I know I'm not moving it. Oh no, what is it doing? It's not grabbing the center. Yeah, it's grabbing the point on the surface where I'm grabbing it. Man, this is tricky. So I'm just trying to like make it a little bit bigger and basically end up with that, you know? But I'm picky. I want to know that I'm exactly in the middle. Well, okay. So I went back. I'm going to start from here. I'm going to handle it like this, I think. I'm just going to grab these boxes and pull them out. Yeah. And then, yeah, take the grid and put it down to like half again. And then stretch this out. Yeah, there we go. And then we've got the slits, so we just need to make the box. Oh man, the box could be resized. I wish I could pull it down more. Well, I can. Let's make a new box. Subtract. This is the angle. Like that. That should be fine. Kaleidoscope. Yeah, that makes more sense. There you go. And then you place your stuff. And so now we've got like a very convincing gondola shape. And I'm going to go into tools here, X with the wrench, all the way to the last one or whatever. This sphere with the cubes taken out of it, sculpture detail. And take all these puppies down. Trigger, 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 trigger. In detail, yeah. All down. Beep. Well, not all the way down, but down a lot. That can come up a little bit more. That can go down. Yeah. That's fine. That needs to come down. The pole in the middle. So now our gondola takes up, oh no, 4%. Because of this thing. I didn't do this. Yeah, one sculpt will make your whole thing worth 4% graphics. It's awful. So yeah, okay, now this is 2% graphics. Good. We can make a little door here. I want to hollow this out a little bit more, but I'm not sure how much more I can. That's cool though. Now that I have red selected, I can sort of like when I cut this out, take off kaleidoscope here. Can cut red into it if I wanted. Let's see, but section 4. Okay, that seems good. Yeah, okay. And then yeah, need to use the cylinder. But I just feel I don't know how much there is to hollow out. But now I'll have it be orange like the rest of the gondola. down to 2. Yeah, that's what it looks like. Because there's like the little seat rim to stand on, or to sit on. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and shrink it all down. Boop. Perfect. So I stamped that there, and now we've got like a little bench that everybody can sit on. And we'll use this area for the doors. Oh yeah, there's a little bit of space there, but who's gonna notice? Yeah, everyone, now that I pointed it out. Take the subtraction as a cube. And see, it's centered there. But you can see there's a little bit extra on this side, so go into edit shape. If you put the grip into the center, it fixes that typically. So I'm not sure why that's like the only thing that fixes it. But so we can do that. We can pull it up a little bit. Yeah, now it cuts through the whole thing like it should. Yeah, that's cool. I like that. So yeah, okay, I guess I didn't need to do that then. Whoops. Yeah, do it like this. Beep. I thought for sure I shrunk it. Oh well. Cause yeah, I think that seems crazy. There's nothing to step on. Okay. That gives you a little something to step on, and then you go. And when you go into the ring, it's cool. It remembers the shape you used, but don't cut it like that because it'll be orange. So make sure anytime you're cutting out that you're using the same color. And there we go. So now there's a little opening, and we can put little doors, and we'll be done with the actual modeling of the gondola. Man, I need a drink real quick. Hold on. I need to get a drinky poo. Oh, jeez. Okay. This is no good. Oh, this can is about to explode. I can't do this. Okay, I gotta get a different drink. Be right back here. My shirt. Whew. Okie dokie, we're back. A little bit of a drink. Okay, so now we're gonna cover the limits on the connectors this time now. So before I go any further, now I'll leave all this stuff ungrouped. I'm gonna group the doors to this red ring, I think. And then when I'm done with everything, I'll group the red ring with this, and this will be grouped with this beforehand. I like to group stuff in order. I'll show you what I mean later. But for now, here we go. We're going to make some doors. We'll sculpt them first. And these will be their own separate sculpts too, because each door pretty much moves individually, even though they're going to, I'll probably use keyframes to have them open the same way at the same time, but we use non-dominant controller trigger to get our menu. I'm going to do sculpt mode with X, sculpt mode, and so yellow, and we are going to start with the cube. We're going to make a really thin cube for these doors. We're going to make thin cubes for these doors, and just goes to show how awesome. So I'll take white here, take the grid and move it down a lot. So it's at a quarter. So I'll put it like right to the beginning and then move it one back. And then edit. Well, yeah, it's not even going to be there. I'll push it down, make it, 1/4 thick. That's still too thick, but see, we can do precise move later. So our doors are about like this wide-ish. And then there's a bottom part that like comes in a little bit, so we'll use a wedge for that. But yeah, let's see. Can we leave shape editor? Yeah, we can go smaller than a quarter. We can go pretty small. We'll go to 1/8 though. And we'll push it in like that. So it's, it's like 2/8 thick. Yeah, that's good for the door. That's a good thickness for the door. And then we bring it there again, right to the edge. Pull it in by 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. I guess they're more on the outside, so like right here or right here would probably work good. I'll go right here, and I'll push it in by a tick or 2. Yeah, maybe 2. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, that's okay. And then we'll stretch it out a little bit. Okay, and then now we'll get a wedge. Flip it like this. Now there we go. Same thickness. Well, seems like the same thickness. So now we know that this comes in by like 1 or 2. Perfect. Now stretch. Just grab it and it locks it to the grid, so that's cool. Oh, whoops. I guess we could do that, right here. You can pull that up like this, and you can kind of, well, you know what? I should, in this model, maybe I should try to soft blend it. I'm not sure. Yeah, just a teeny bit maybe. And we'll angle it a little bit because it kind of goes in. So yeah, see if we can angle it in like this. Yeah, that's cool. So you make sure it's interlapping, oversecting. Make sure it's overlapping or intersecting. And yeah, I'll add a little bit more soft blend to that. I like where we're going with it. Yeah, look at that. That's beautiful. So stamp it right there. Did I stamp two? No, we've got one. We're good. And it's lined up pretty much where it needs to be, right? Oh, over one, maybe? Does it look better like that, or like that, or like this, or like that, or like that? It's down to preference, you know? But this, I don't know. I'm wondering if I should have used a wedge or like maybe something like softer. I don't know. Because, yeah, the triangle does seem sharp and harsh. They are shaped like that. It's just the angle isn't that sharp usually. It looks nice because it matches that other angle, like 45 degrees, but yeah, I don't know what the real angle would be for this, but take precise move. We'll just take that back 18 like that. Woo. So then it's not as sharp of an angle. Yeah, that looks more natural. Way more natural. So once we did that, we don't have to edit. We're just gonna copy this door. So go ahead and take the detail down. 4, 5, 6, 7. Nah. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. One more thing here. We'll add like a hinge for show. Cylinder. Grid. So we place that like roughly in the middle. And then, you know, stretch it up. So that's like just the visual hinge, but you know, it helps you align the mechanical hinge. So you'll see what I'm saying. About right there makes sense. Okay. So now, turn up the grid. Secondary, topmost button, triangle. Grab it right there. Let go of triangle. Then press top leftmost button, or leftmost if you got it tilted. Square, and then pull it toward the left arrow. Bam! And it's flipped over. So now we're flipped over, and this is perfectly mirrored. And they're two separate objects. So you can... But the ring is going to be both of their parents. So the ring will be the parent, this will be a child. The ring will be a parent, and this will be a child. So I'll test and make sure. And this one will have a 90-degree connector, and we're going to use limits for it. So we're at a pretty good grid increment. So go to gadgets here with the wire and the boxes. The little H2O molecule or connector, ball joint is what it actually is. Looks like H2O. Bolt, and then we are connecting a bolt from this parent ring to this door. Make sure the door is what's outlined. Boom. And then the parent ring again to the door. You just have to make sure it's outlined when you... I didn't make sure. Do I have the grid on? Yeah, I do. Okay. There. Yeah, and I made sure it's outlined. Okay, so now you hit circle to modify the connectors you just placed. Drag them right over top of the door. You just press triangle to align it with grid. Okay, and we make sure we're at a coarseness or fineness, there we go, that we can be inside the door, in the middle of the door. So really, it's right here. I press triangle to align it, and put it right there. Now I want this to be bigger, so I'll grab it with the trigger of the dominant controller, press circle, push it up. There we go. That's good. Same thing with this one. Okay. So this is in the middle of the door. I'll push this so that it's, and then press triangle so it's aligned. It's straight. Same thing right here. There we go. So from the parent to the child with the bolt connector. And this purple part where we're going to drag that to be in line with the hinge. So it should be in the middle of the hinge. So it goes right there. Yeah, right there. And so now this one is set up almost correctly. But we're going to do the same thing over here. So, and I like to see if it's the same. Yeah, it's the same. Okay. Have OCD about that. Okay. Move this in. Oh, and this looks weird because it is a ball joint. And luckily, you could change it from the tweak menu right there to a bolt. Boom. So there we go. I make sure I aligned all these to the grid, and I make sure they're perfectly straight. I bring this, yeah, into the middle of the hinge there. Bring this here. Now, these are almost set up perfectly, except one thing. Okay, now they're the same size. And that is, well, roughly. This now does have to twist. So this goes down like that, and this turns. See? So I guess I'll turn this first. I'm trying to get the middle here. So 90 degrees, and then pull down, 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 down. So yeah, now we've got 90 degree. So now it'll turn as if really on a hinge. That's the mechanical hinge, this bolt connector we just placed. Because otherwise, see the one that we didn't move so far, I'll make them both movable by imp with the physical menu here. And demonstrate in play mode that this one now turns the way it should. Of course, I don't know, it it sort of like comes off a little bit. It ain't perfect. I don't know what's going on here, but we'll make it uncollidable with the important things. And see, this one is not turning properly. It's turning on the axis instead of around the axis. And this one's turning around the axis, which is what we want. Alright, so we, in the interest, will twist 90 degrees. So much easier with the grid on. Always turn the grid on when you're doing that. And then just bring that and watch that green line so that you're not moving in this dimension at all. And then you can bring it straight down under and you know that it's good to go. You tilt your non-dominant controller, and that's the top button triangle. Hold it, hit square to open both of these tweak menus. And I like to just turn off the pin to screen and get them both like, in this case, we'll turn the grid up a little bit and we will put these things right in front of the doors that they turn. I think that's a cool idea for it. Triangle. Okay, so cool. Right like that. Have it remember the position. And now we're going to use limits. So we're going to click this button on both of them. Or you could keep this one off and then just connect it like that and that'll turn it on. But I like to do it like this. And now you'll get these like elbow thingies and this well, they're, you know, they're angle indicators. So this is the range. The two yellow ones control the range that you're allowed to swing your child object in. And this blue part is the is basically like the origin for so when you grab this blue part, you press triangle to make it aligned to the grid so that it will whoops, so that you could bring it to a total 90 degree like that, or yeah, we needed, because we did it like this, so there we go, on 1/8. So yeah, this blue part goes over the object that you're swinging, the child object. So it doesn't have to be over it, but if you have it like this, for example, the program will think that this is where the child object is. So the real range will be shifted over like this, and the door will be able to swing like a little bit this way, like until it thinks it hits this, and then like right here, because that's where it stops here. So it'll have this range, but this thing, since it's the only thing that's really physical in there, that's what you'll see spinning. But the limits will stop this blue from turning right here, and so this door will stop right here. And you'll think, why is the door stopping right here when this is where the yellow thing is? It's because this blue thing needs to be right over the door. And so now that you have that right over the door, it shows where the child object is. This is the child that we're swinging. And then this shows, you know, yeah, I already explained this is the range. So yeah, we could bring this one all the way out front like that so it can open all the way. And then this one we'll do like a little troubleshooting to figure out where we want it so that this bottom corner doesn't hit here. It looks like it'll be more like something more like that. So put this over the child as well. Press triangle. Always press triangle to align these things with the grid. These connector handles. So that, yeah, you can get good degrees. Boom. Good angles. Right like that. Boom. And then see. Bring it to about the same place. Then you know you're about right there. Now, I'm just going to try this out and see if I start time and turn off the grid. I can do it from here without play mode, but I'll go into play mode because I don't want to actually change stuff. Yeah, this is... I'm not sure if our limit is stopping it or if it's hitting it. I think it is. Well, they open like they should. Let's see if I have this. Okay, go back to edit mode. So for this reason, I'm gonna do it like this. Oh, whoops. Playtime. And just grab it. Let's see. Yeah, no, see, it's physically hitting it. And it still hasn't reached our limit. So our limit needs to be a little bit closer than that. So again, rewind time. And then undo that movement that I moved the door. Because if you're not in play mode, it'll remember your movement. So remember that. Alright, we turn on the grid. Boo, boo, boo. Pull it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, there it is. Okay. Well, let's see. Start time. Grab it. Yeah, now the limit is stopping it right before. So that's exactly what I want. So I'll undo that movement. And we are home free. We're all done. So that's the gondola. Detail of everything is low like it should be. Good. Yeah, 2% graphics for this gondola. So I'll save it. It's all ready to go. Yeah. Looking at quick save. Element. Another contraption element. Yeah, I'll just accept. And here it is. Oh, delete everything with square. Gondola. Save version. Save release is public. Save. Alright, wonderful. So now we exit this creation and now we're putting it all together. So we open Ferris wheel, point the beam at it, hit X, edit. Now, the cool thing about this is that we just have to put it together because we already got our Ferris wheel spinning like we want. Now, we might have to tweak some strength settings if these gondolas turn out to be super heavy. Or we could always just like remove gravity on them right from the get-go. I think that's going to be my preferred method here. Nah, because I want them to like swing. We'll see what happens. If I open this, yeah, I might have to take this rotation strength up a little bit. So you take the non-dominant motion controller, pull the trigger, and then open our hourglass for search. Boom. put in your gondola. Ooh, wait, whoops. Turn on the grid. Put it to like, yeah, 8 is good. Put the gondola in there. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Not bad, not bad. We can even make it a little bit bigger, I think. I overreacted when I shrunk it. I was like, oh no, it needs to be shrunk. Yeah, that's the perfect size. So I'll stamp that in there. And now, of course, when we go to play it, it'll just sit there. And if we made it movable, it would just fall into the abyss forever. So, in order to prevent that, we're going to connect it to... This wheel will be the parent again, and this gondola will be the child. So, I'll move it over by one just to see both things separately, so it's not, this isn't inside of that. Go, pull non-dominant trigger, gadgets, X button with the beam. You're gonna get a bolt again. I think this will work. And then yeah, here's the parent, so make sure the outline is there. Press X or pull the trigger. Then go over here, I see the outline on the gondola, press X. There we go. And now what I want to do, I'll grab this with the trigger, make it big so I can see it. And now the real fun begins. Take the grid. Yeah, 2. Yeah, 2 is what I want because 2 allows me to bring that up into there. Pull this over here. I will make this a little bit bigger, but not that much bigger. Holy moly. 150. Yeah, good. So I like it to poke out of the physical stuff, you know, in case you don't have X-ray turned on. So like that, and we gotta turn this so that it... Now, sadly, you can't hold triangle with your non-dominant and copy these connectors and put one there and put one there and put one there and put one there. So, we are gonna have to do this 12 times. So, hope you're ready for that. So, since I moved this over by, what was it? 8. Yeah. I can't just move it back because I have a connector placed there now, and it knows that they're connected. If you play it, see, it's working like it should. It's just over by 8 units. So, in order to get it back, see how it says triangle reposition connectors? That's what you have to do. It's weird because you can just grab the connector. That's how you really reposition the connector itself. You can always just grab the connector, any one of these things, and to get to this blue one that's inside here, you just turn on your X-ray guide. Or not guide, but show hide item option. X-ray. Boom. And then that lets you grab connectors that are inside of sculpts. So that is super handy. But anyway, yeah, you try to move this over as is, and it won't let you. You can move the connectors all you like. So this triangle reposition connectors allows you to move the child object. So they should change this to reposition child object, because when you press triangle, these start glowing. The connector starts glowing, but the child object is what you get to move. And you could probably move the parent too, but the child object is what you get to move. And see, this moved over too, but you could just move it right back. So there we have it. So now there's the there's one gondola. on the Ferris wheel. And we'll just go ahead and copy this process and see. Yeah, see, it weighs a lot. So if I tell it it weighs nothing, that's one way to do it. But I'm going to open this and see if putting this strength all the way up. Yeah, we're good. So we'll put the strength all the way up and we'll put the speed down. I only want it going like 30 degrees a second, right? Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we definitely don't want like people flipping over. And we're good designers, so we're not going to design a Ferris wheel that ever goes that fast. But just in case, you could open the tweak menu here and you could use limits here and drag this, you know? And that's all you'd have to do. Right, like, well, that hopefully. Hopefully you wouldn't let people like swing all the way up here. But you would do like that kind of thing, If you were insane and we're going to do that 12 times in a row when it's already bad enough to just make 12 connectors. So I'm not going to do that because we are going to design it good the way it needs to be. But food for thought. You can always use limits. This is kind of bugging me. Yeah, let me go ahead and do that and then do that. There we go. That's to see. Okie dokie. So now triangle, boom. This part is very easy. You just copy. And I'm gonna take I see that I need 4. Nope, I see that I need 2. Yeah, I need 2. Wait, nope, I need 1 to be accurate within. Well, wait a minute. What side is this on? Here, let me turn off the connectors real quick. It's like hanging down a little bit to the left, but more or less in the middle. Yeah, okay, that's how this is. So yeah, it needs 1. And then that'll... Well, wait a minute. Before I go copying, let me turn on connectors again. Let's try to get it on this tick if we can. Like, because there's clearly a tick right in the middle right here. So, I think... So, we'll reposition connectors, air quotes. There they are, all glowy. Alright, let's do something comical like 4. Yeah. Okay, so now we've got that and we can hopefully see how much it needs to go over. Very little. Like, oh, see, the thing itself is kind of over to the right a little bit or whatever. So, let's see how much it would... Is it... Yeah, it's a quarter. Wait a minute. Yeah, it's a quarter. Nah, it isn't. It's... Oh no. This is not good. Because this whole darn object is... Oh, how did this get... Oh, yeah, because I moved the umbrella. See, I'm so nitpicky. This tutorial is going to be like an hour long just because I'm nitpicky. If I press triangle, does that give me center? Oh my gosh, my model is not really centered. That is not a big deal. Yeah, I think I'll just live with it. And the way I'll live with it is by deleting that gondola. Well, nah, because I can just delete it in the actual gondola file. The bar at the top that goes horizontal. But okay, so now we've got 1. Well, we'll do 4 for now, and then we'll change it to 1 to reposition it all perfectly. Important thing is that it's in the middle. It's right next to it. There we go. Same thing here. In the middle. Look at the green line. We didn't move on any other axes. Now, a little trick here that can be useful maybe is could select multiple objects here. Triangle, trigger, move over, and then square, and then flip the entire selection. So now all you have to do is see that, okay, I am 1, 2, 3. Okay, so one more click away, and then you delete this guy, and you select these two, and take them there 1 click. And then you've got like mirrored what you've got on the other side, essentially. Well, I guess they didn't need that 1 click. Yeah, they were good where they were. Yeah, because this one's on the right side, so it thought, okay, that makes perfect sense. Just bring this down, bring this down. Alright. So yeah, we have a Ferris wheel looking Ferris wheel now. It's pretty intense. Yeah, that looks like right on the money. Jeez. We don't have to reposition that one hardly at all. Oh yeah, of course, because it came from that one, which is in the equivalent position on the other side of the axis. So symmetrical. There. Make sure the green line doesn't. There we go. Boom. Another one here. Oh, what? I moved it over. Okay, I didn't move any of the other guys over. Now, I don't know if it's going to let me have like 12 children for this one wheel. But if it doesn't, all we have to do is make each one of these individual bars an individual bar of its own, and then we'll group it to the wheel after we connect it to the gondolas. But I think it does allow like as many children as you want for the most part. Okay, so here we are. Uh-oh. Here we aren't. No, it is too big. It's a little bit too big because they have to go on the inside there. Wow, now I recognize that. That's funny. Okay, so now important thing to realize about this is, okay, there we go. So now we know we're at the perfect step, is that we have to reposition connectors again to scale it. So go right here, or somewhere in the middle. I like to go in the middle. 83, 67. Is that inside the 3? Yeah, that's right within the bars. Yeah. Wonder if the original size would have worked good. 88% of that. Okay. Well, I'm going to have it like this. Bring it up. 2. Boom. Okay. There we go. Let's see if I can make this whole process quicker. I'll use all the tricks that I was... Okay. Yeah, so far that looks good. This. Okay. So, 2, boom, boom. Yeah, there we go. Right like that. Oh, this is perfect. Now that I've resized them, I think they work better for me. Yeah. Ha! Awesome. Yeah, I know it's not perfect, but it's basically perfect. 8. Okay, so grab these guys. Well, let's copy them first. Let's do it like that. Ooh, that's brilliant. Okay, maybe it's not. Should have worked. I don't know why it didn't. Huh, close enough. We're about to do it in all one fell swoop this time. And yeah, now it's on the inside of the bars. All right. So here we go. Boom. This is my crazy idea. Expansion. All right. Oh. Flip it. Flip it, man. 4. Pull it down. 2. Wait, hold on. Up. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, see, we're roughly there. Yeah, just boop, boop, boop. Take it to 1. Pull that down 1. Half, I guess, to get that in. Okay, cool. Cool. Wonderful, wonderful. Yeah, and so since we just copied it, each one has doors and all that stuff that work already. We just modify it in the gondola file, and then it applies to every single one once we update it in update mode here. See? Gondola. Auto update. I'm going to turn that on with X. Beam. Okie dokie. Then boop. Over. Perfect. That's situated good. Yeah, I think 2. Okay, this requires a 1. Or, whoops, 2. And then a 1 to go down. And then a half to go back up. Cool. Okay, here. Let's see. Yeah, that's good as it is. This needs to be there, though. Cool. Yeah, okay. So that's all of them. They're staged and ready to be rigged. Because if you just play it, yeah, they will all fall down except that only one we rigged up. But it's cool. They're all like, they have gravity, so we'll see how well the wheel spins it all once I rig them all up. Let's see. Bolts. Whoops. Try placing that connector again and see if it's big this time. There we go. Bigger connectors. Oh, yeah. So this is a way to cut some time down. Place all the connectors first. So parent, child. Parent, child. Yeah, and just like disregard how they look. Get back to him later. Outline, 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 outline. Because, yeah, all we have to do is put them on the axle. And that's it. Ooh, that one worked out pretty good. Alright, this is the last one. And now you can hit play mode right now to test. And yeah, now you can see, you can make sure they're all connected. And I've been using a bolt the whole time, right? Let me look. Yeah, I have been. Okay, good. So, now we just gotta press circle and get all of these lined up. So it's just a matter of pressing triangle. Okay, and I guess we need 2 on the grid. And I'm going to turn on my X-ray so I can grab these inside. Oh, whoops. Whoops. There we go. Make it bigger. We want like about 500, 600, yeah, 700. Right like that. Let's take it down to 1. Move it over. Move everything over. Boom. And there we go. There's another one. Yeah, we're definitely going to have to put limits on it, though. Really, we need to make this go a little bit slower, though. This is, it's going pretty ham. I thought that once we added all this stuff. Here. 10 degrees a second. There we go. Yeah, that's much better. Really, it should be like 5. Well, you know, I love 7. 7's a good number. Let's do 7. Happy medium. Okay. I'll continue rigging up these boys. $700%. There we go. And now this purple thing does not have to be exactly in the center of the beam. It could be like way over here. It doesn't matter. As long as it's in like roughly in the center here of the beam. You know, doesn't matter where it is. Same with these ones. This could be way out here. It will not make a difference. $700. Boom. Oh yeah, forgot to press triangle. So yeah, wherever they end up, just make sure it's straight across like this. That there's no dip at all. Yep, I like to pull this out so you can see better. Could do the same for this, really. That's like truly organized, you know? And if you had it in the middle. But like I said, this really doesn't matter. It does not need to be in the middle. Because it's going to rotate along this axis either way. It does not matter. I get joy out of like making things super perfect, but triangle, snap to grid, and the dominant controller. Boom, just like that. You know, this part is actually not as time consuming as I thought it would be. It's just rinse and repeat. I mean, I guess it is as time consuming. It's not as difficult though. It's not as dreadful as I thought it would be. Yeah, okay. Uh-oh. Look, I missed that. Ooh, there we go. Good to look at things from different angles so you would catch if your connectors end up placed wrong. Isn't that pretty? I love to see that. Trigger with the dominant controller, circle, twist, dominant controller, triangle, triangle, and triangle, align to grid. Oop, what's this? Yeah, pull that up. Oh wait, no. And left. There we go. That's more like it. I must have made that bigger than bigger than 700%. Look, yeah, huh. Or I must have started out. Anyway, it don't matter that much to me. Oh, whoops, I don't want to be grabbing that one. That's what I meant about X-ray. Can see all that stuff. Oh, whoops. Triangle. Size up to 700. There we go. Triangle. Triangle. And there we have it. All done. Well, almost all done. One more. Triangle. Yeah, right like that. Triangle. There we go. And triangle. So that does it. That's all 12 of them. Yeah, there we go. And now, yeah, like I said, you just edit the gondola elements if you want to change anything. Make them fancy. Yeah, if we go to default. Yeah, it's like this. That's interesting. So I'm gonna make one where, well, I'll do that with all. This concludes the tutorial. I guess that's how you make a, well, I guess we'll add a switch. So one thing, remember I said we can have something, oh yeah, it's already open. We can have something control this power, so if we turn it off, you see it stops rotating. Go back to the beginning, start time, nothing happens because it's off. But I have a switch, so we'll use this Apple style switch that I have. Here we are. Apple, Mac, iOS style switch. And we'll place it here. Or we'll place it on this side. But we'll make it bigger. So there we go. We have our switch. Oops. Make it small. Well, about that size. And we'll turn off our connectors now since we've got everything wired up the way we need it. Put this on the face of the thing. Wait. Go to 4. Yeah. And that's good. Take one, move this over, boom, move it down. Oh, whoops. We move this out one too, so that button doesn't get caught. Oh, whoops. So yeah, this button works in the scene. So you take your non-dominant motion controller, you tell the topmost button is triangle, you hold that, and then you hit X on your dominant controller to first scope into this group, and then hold it over the switch to open this switch. So this is pretty complicated. There's a trigger zone and all this stuff, but you're only worried about the switch microchip here. And it does all this stuff, but this is just for like controlling it in the scene for grabbing stuff, so you don't have to worry about this. Just look at this power node. Once this switch gets power, you want this to power on your rotator over here that rotates the Ferris wheel. So we hold triangle, square to open, or X to open this. There's our rotator. There's the tweak menu. So we could just keep the tweak menu open. And then here we go. Turn the grid off for this. Grab the wire. And since this is an output node, we don't even have to really open that microchip. We can go straight from here. And it says power. So we can grab it from there and plug it straight into this power port. And close the rotator. And close all these microchips. Doop. I like to just make a little thing there so that it looks neat. Expand that just so that you can see what it says. And we're done, baby. Wheel mechanics. That turns the wheel only when we flip this switch on. So check it out. Go into play mode. And everything is all still. You take the beam and you hover over this switch and you press X, or you grab it with the trigger and pull it over to the other side. And yeah, that'll turn it on. But the switch is malfunctioning for some reason. Is this movable? Yeah, it is. Okay, that's good. Oh, let me go ahead and let's see what's happened here. If I plop one into the scene, does it work? Ah, maybe it's because I resized it. Here, I'll have it big before I stamp it. Maybe that'll fix that. Here. Oh no. Huh. Wonder why I can't pull this. X makes it work. What if I just put it in as is without touching it? Yeah, it works. Okay. So something about when I resize it. No matter. This is when we get into some real voodoo magic. Check this out. Delete that sucker. And then, so first of all, that's good as it is. Right? Yeah, it works. Okay. We're gonna make the wheel smaller. Oh, it's so obvious we were gonna do that. About 25%, 29. Yeah, let's see. Now put that button against it. So yeah, don't resize my button. It'll break it. Okay. Gotta resize whatever your creation is. Unless you want to like rewire up the button and everything. I guess that's always an option. Oops. Okay, there we go. It's like, why is that not grabbing? Okay, cool. Ooh, uh-oh, spaghetti-o, but that's okay because, wait, is it? Yeah, here. Let's say, yeah, it was 29%. Phew, thank goodness I remembered that number. Of course, there's ways out, no matter what, but, you know. Okay. Only problem is, now we gotta bring this guy back. And do 29 for that. Or yeah, 31. That'll do. But yeah, just remember, you don't want to snap that to, you don't want to surface snap it to the Ferris wheel arm, because that'll make the rotator apply to the arm, which we don't want. Oh no, did I? Well, let's see. If I hit play. Oh yeah. Gotta go into view mode and toggle it on. Oh, I didn't wire it up. Okay. Zoom. Grab from the switch. to this power. I think this is good. I think we got it. Yeah. There you have it, folks. A working Ferris wheel. The switch, you take your beam, you could use the trigger to slide it over, or just hit X. But you have to be over the actual button part. Like, you can't hit X right here and flip it. It won't work. You have to either grab it and slide it. It's very true to the Apple Switch. But when it's on, the Ferris wheel will run. When it's off, the Ferris wheel stops. And for now, all these doors are just kind of swinging freely. You could like lock them in place by, going to the gondola file and putting up the tightness of the connectors or a whole range of things. But, I'll be updating this file. I'll be updating these elements as we progress. So thanks for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you learned a lot of stuff. I hope you're going to have fun making whatever logic mechanism with the techniques that I went over here with the motion controllers in VR. It's definitely very fun. I think we turned out with a great Ferris wheel. So, see y'all next time. Thanks for joining. This was one of Jesse's tutorials in dreams. Signing out.